Okay, so like Sharon said, I look after the customer care side of things for Anaconda. So I've just popped together a few slides to sort of take you through our experience offshoring in Fiji, but most importantly, I guess, our journey with Centacom. So firstly, for anyone who doesn't already know, Anaconda is a one-stop shop for outdoor and adventure equipment. So we offer the best choice, the broadest range of products at the best prices. So we currently have around about 80 stores Australia-wide. I think I'm a little off. There's a few more in there now, but we've got lots more in the works, as well as some exciting sort of big HQ adventure stores. So for anyone that's seen our Chullora store we opened up last year, we've got some more of those in the works. There's some exciting things, as well as our e-com side of the business. As Sharon said, we are part of the Spotlight Retail Group. So I work across the shared services team. So I look after all the customer service for all brands. So for Anaconda, but also for Spotlight, for Harris Scarf, for Mountain Designs, and for Koo. Firstly, I just wanted to touch on, I guess, why Fiji. So we're not new to outsourcing in Fiji. We've actually, SRG has been outsourcing for over 7 years now in Fiji. And I guess the main reasons around why we started, 7 years ago to now are very similar. So obviously, as Danny touched on, it's a cost-effective solution. There's some real cost savings that you can have on salaries, but not only that, we still hold customer service roles in Australia, and we struggle to find the staff. And then once we've found them, obviously keeping them in those roles. So for the amount of agents that we require to be able to tap into the available resources in Fiji was really great. Obviously, great written and spoken English is really important to us. We still have big voice teams and lots of customers that want to pick up the phone and call us. So that was a really important part, and Fijians have amazing English. The time zone alignment is great. So we have outsourced in the past to South Africa, and we did struggle a little bit just whilst the agents were working our shift, but, I guess the managers or the people that we had to meet with, sometimes that time zone alignment wasn't great. So I guess having the team only a couple of hours ahead, we've got a colleague in Brisbane at times, she's, only an hour behind Fiji. So it's really great that you can just sort of pick up the phone at any time and still be in the same working day. And also, obviously, to go and visit. We like to pop over and visit the team regularly, and to be able to just jump on a plane and be there relatively quickly is really great. So like I said, we've outsourced for 7 years, but it was just over 12 months ago that we made the switch to Centacom. So I guess I just wanted to touch on some reasons around that. Obviously, when we met with Carol and Anthony and the team, they had a great knowledge of business. They understood from our side of things what we were trying to achieve and why and how we can achieve it. The team were great. They were transparent, they were honest. It's really important from our side of things that our, Fijian team become an extension of the AU office, and that has been an amazing sort of evolution of the team, and it's great. We have team members that are in Fiji that will jump on internal calls with some stakeholders and represent customer care, and half of the people on the call probably wouldn't even know that they were in Fiji. They're just part of our team. This one, obviously, the billing model is a personal preference depending on sort of what your business needs, but from our perspective, to have that flexibility of your per agent rate versus your bums on seat per hour model was really was a really good offering for us. We're a bit of a complex IT setup, and I'm sure we are probably one of the difficult clients for Centacom in terms of how we're set up. Our IT team were quite particular in what that looks like and how that was going to work. So to be able to work in with Vinny and his team to be able to set up how we needed to, but not only that, with the setup, even just the ongoing sort of how they work in together. So our IT team will work in, regularly with Centacom's IT team. So it's a really, really great relationship. Another important point from our side of things was to have a BCP. So, I've worked in call centres a long time. It doesn't matter if you're in Melbourne, if you're in Fiji, things happen, agents can't log on, systems go down, whatever it be. So To be able to have our agents in different locations was a really important point. So for Anaconda in particular, we have our voice team in Suva and then our admin or our email team in Nandi. So, if there are any issues, if, we're, the system down, whatever has happened, if we need to switch over, we can. So we have that option. Also, with our sort of setup, it gets a bit complex because, we have multiple brands with multiple CEOs, multiple, retail ops, multiple marketing managers, all those types of things. So what every brand wants from their customer service agents could be different. So we needed to be able to build a model that we had individual teams that were for each of the different brands and the different areas of the business, but we still needed it to be, we needed, from our perspective, to be able to utilize those staff as best as we needed to. So if we needed to upskill and then move them around, we need to be able to do that. And Centacom were able, they, smashed it out of the park for us in terms of that. We've never really quite got that set up right, and we have, which has been really good. So rather than, upskilling 100% of the agents on how to troubleshoot a camping fridge, we're only needing to upskill a quarter of them. It was things like that we didn't want to waste our time doing, but we still needed to be able to have an Anaconda person be able to jump in to, say, take a Harris Scarf call if needed. So I guess I also just wanted to touch on sort of how our journey has evolved. So as I said, we switched across to Centacom in May last year. So it worked out perfectly. We were actually looking at moving another section of the business offshore. So there's a made-to-measure component, custom-made curtains and blinds that sits within our Spotlight brand. And we were needing to kick off a team in Fiji of just 10 leads agents. So we took that opportunity and we approached Carol and Anthony, and we thought, rather than sort of shuffle around and interfere with what we had going with our customer care side of things, we would bring this new part of the business offshore. So we kicked off with a team of 10 in May 2022, just to sort of feel the waters, see how it went, make sure that, everything we wanted and we thought we were going to get, we could get, and it worked perfectly. By July that same year, we had moved across our Spotlight customer care teams. We then made the decision to bring more of the teams that were in Melbourne for that made-to-measure team, because we had a big centre in Melbourne. We moved more of the different streams of that offering offshore as well in August last year. And then the last piece of the puzzle, which was the Anaconda, the Mountain Designs and Harris Scarf customer care teams, came across in January this year. So we went from that little team of 10 to now we are 80, which I think we're actually a little bit more than that at the minute, but just over 80 across all the brands and streams. So we've got customer care, phone and email inquiries, and then we have our M2M team who look after our leads, bookings, they take payments, they book in our fitters for installations, and just like your general order management. The results part. So I guess for me, this is my favourite part. So these results are purely just the Anaconda brand. So we've seen amazing results across all of the brands, but I've just pulled in the Anaconda side of things, and these were quite, we saw these results straight away. They weren't something that took a little bit of time. It was pretty instantaneous. So straight away with our phone side of things, we saw a 46% increase in service level, and we saw an 80% decrease in the average speed of answer. And then from the email side of things, we saw a 78% decrease in our average reply time, which brought it well and truly within our SLA, and a 20% increase in one-touch tickets. And most importantly, in terms of feedback, we've seen a 33% decrease in negative feedback and an 18% increase in positive feedback. So as I said, this is just the Anaconda brand, and just to, I guess, put it in perspective, June for Anaconda is one of the busiest times. It rivals our Christmas period. So for the team to be able to keep up these results through that period is really great. And then just to finish off, like Danny, I guess I just wanted to pop in a few little feel-good compliments. So these are some of our Anaconda team members, our customer care team members, and the compliments they receive. We love getting them. They love receiving them even more. And it's really great. It's been a really really great relationship. And that's it from me.